So we're back where we ended last time. We're still here in front of Our Lady and the relic of St. Maximilian Kolbe. Yeah, time flies, doesn't it?
It does, it does.
See, wait to see how fast these 3 years go. But next to the relic of Kolbe and the image of Our Lady is this image of Archbishop Fulton Sheen. Those of you who are older remember the time when Archbishop Sheen's TV show used to be the #1 rated television show in the country on mainstream media, which was the only media.
It's
right?
back when there were 3 channels, and he was up against Milton Berle, who was the man.
Right.
They gave him that slot, thinking like, well, this will probably just die. You're not going to put something useful against Milton Berle because it will just die. And he
Poor Milton Berle.
Poor Milton Berle, yeah.
But one of the things that comes to mind with Sheen that I always remember, so Sheen would always talk about the importance of the Holy Hour.
Yeah.
And he used an image, which I always use myself, and I found it to be true. Sounds like it's true in your life. He would say, just like you sit outside in the sun, and without realizing it, just being exposed to the sun has an impact on your skin.
Oh, does it ever?
Yours maybe not so much as mine. Sorry, brother. It's the half Polish and I'm the Italian. Although you're Italian.
No.
No, not at all. That's why you're white.
Yeah,
So sitting, he says, in the presence of the Blessed Sacrament, the sun, S-O-N, has an effect, a transforming effect on the state of our soul. That's what happened to you, huh?
Yeah.
When that guy encouraged you to pray?
Yeah, adoration. Yeah, I mean, like, it's like friends when they hang out together, they rub off on each other. You know, some of my best friends, I use some of their little cliches and whatnot. When you hang out with Jesus Christ, he's going to rub off on you. Like, don't you want Jesus Christ to rub off on you? Like,
right. Show me your friends, I'll tell you who you are.
Yeah.
Right? I've been reading Cardinal Sarah's book, The Power of Silence.
Just ordered that 2 days ago.
Yeah, you're going to love it. We just can't talk about it because it's silent, you know. But it's an extraordinary book. Brilliant wisdom, great insights, lots of quotes from all sorts of different people, like I know you like already, I can tell, and I do too. But he just talks over and over again about the importance of being still in front of the Lord. And ours is a culture which is so full of noise.
Oh, yeah.
So I had a chance to get away for a couple of weeks in the beginning part of the summer, and it was a great time to be away, friends, fellowship, a lot of golf, whatever. But the highlight, the grace of the vacation for me, I was able to just spend maybe the first 2-3 hours of the morning, every morning, in a really leisurely way, just with the Lord, in Scripture, spiritual reading, just being still. And I know, and so like you know, I do a holy hour every morning, but the rest of our life is so fast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so in your lives, especially if you're married and you got kids, your lives are faster. The importance of finding a way, whether it's 15 minutes like that priest encouraged you at one time, or your friend.
That's where I started, yeah.
You know, or whether it's an hour if people can get there, the importance of being quiet.
Yeah.
What it does is it disposes you to hear and to think and to reflect, which of course is why a lot of people don't do it, because I don't want to hear, I don't want to reflect,
Very scary.
I don't want to think about my life, right? But if we can do that, if we can take the good old Archbishop's advice, find a way in these final weeks of summer here, to just waste some time with the best friend that there is, Jesus, and maybe to bring some good spiritual reading. So, like, you love him, what would you suggest to people, maybe out of Sheen's library, which would be a good thing to bring with them, whether it's into the chapel or maybe to the back porch in the sun, just to kind of waste some time with in good reading? What would you suggest?
Number 1 is his book, Life of Christ. He wrote that in 1957, then redid it himself in 77 or 78. And over the years, many saints have written a life of Christ. Saint Mother Teresa's favorite is Fulton Sheen, so that's pretty good, you know. That was actually the first book I read by him, and sometimes I can be a little bit stubborn and whatnot. And if everyone likes something, I can actually I don't want to like it. You know, the Beatles, everyone liked the Beatles. I don't want to like the Beatles.
Right.
Same with Fulton Sheen. Everyone liked Fulton Sheen. I did not want to like Fulton Sheen. And the priest that invited me to start doing 15 minutes in an hour, he gave me a copy of the Life of Christ, so okay, fine. I started reading it, it just blew me away, absolutely blew me away. There's no formula that'll make you closer to Christ. But I tell you what, that book will help. That book will really help, and the Holy Hour will help much more. That is his best book, in my opinion. I've read 23 of his books. That's his best book. After that, his autobiography is amazing. Fulton Sheen published at least one book for 7 consecutive decades, and his last book was his autobiography. He died December 9th of 1979, and then this was published in 1980, post-mortem. And parts of that book are written a week and a half before he died. And it's interesting, I've read at least one book from every decade, and you just see him grow as a human being.
Yeah.
And his earlier writings are very good. They're very, very good. I find his later writings to be even more profound.
I do too.
And some of the insights he has in his autobiography will blow you away.
And the beauty, right, of technology now, going back to the media like we were talking about last time, so many of Sheen's sermons, his retreats, conferences have been captured and they're online.
Yeah.
And you can just listen to them. So there's a generation of people, some of us who are watching or listening, we remember Sheen like he was this morning. Others of us are going, who's the guy in the painting? And the beauty is, it's like people getting awoken to a man who lived not that long ago, dies in 1979, huh? Yeah. And who was one of us, meaning he was an American, right? So oftentimes, the whole idea behind this wall behind us is we think saints lived a long, long, long time ago, and they lived in really squalid conditions, and when the Roman Empire was thriving. Nope. These are all Americans. Pretty soon here in the Archdiocese of Detroit, we're going to beatify, or there's going to be the celebration of the beatification of Father Solanus Casey, who died in my lifetime, like Sheen, who lots of people still alive, knew, met, spent time with. So if you're not familiar with Sheen, not only read him, especially The Life of Christ, it was also the first book of his that I ever read, but listen to him, because this man had an amazing gift to speak the gospel and to speak it in such a way that it kind of massaged both into your mind and into your heart. He was a great thinker, and he was a man who was deeply in love. And even just spending time with you these first few weeks here at the parish, I can tell that kind of summarizes you too. Great mind, great heart, ability to think, but more importantly, a real desire to love the one who is love, and that's Jesus. So we're here to wrap up. We got Sheen behind us. Just 2 panels over is a guy named Father Solanus Casey.
Wall of power.
Wall of power, brother. And in the month of November, here in the Archdiocese of Detroit, we're going to celebrate the Beatification Mass of Father Solanus Casey. The whole idea behind this is that saints just didn't live a long time ago. In fact, if you and I and everybody doesn't become a saint, well, then we failed life.
Yeah.
Right? What do you think Sheen and Casey would say to us concretely today? What can we learn from any of them?
To be holy, to follow Christ,
it's not boring?
It's not boring. The life of sin is boring.
Yes.
If you want to live a boring life, lead a life of sin.
Absolutely.
Following Jesus Christ is the true James Bond lifestyle of an exciting life, But they would say, follow Christ. Follow Christ. He'll take you to places you never even imagined. And if they read our Archbishop's letter, I think they would highlight the part where every single person is called to be a saint. Yeah. God created every single person. He didn't forget about anybody. He has called everyone to sainthood. Have you heard from God? He wants to talk to you. He loves you very, very much.
Let's make time to listen to him. God bless.